It's the same situation as yesterday, that the slides are in Finnish and I will speak in English. So it starts to be almost noon, but good morning, dear audience. And this time I think that it would be easier to be the first one to speak than to be now here when I have heard all your presentations, which have been really, really interesting. And I think that the education has really a big task to do to carry out that kind of capabilities that the becoming staff can really work in that new kind of environment. So I believe on my very capable staff. I think that the teachers are so skillful, and we have got so many new ideas that we will survive together. But let's go to the point. Oops. I think that this is the need of education has been really now on the spot, and how we can anticipate the need of education, and also what kind of professionals we need. So if you think about, Anu Leskinen said that use your imagination. I think that that is something we really need to do also. And if you think about education, we need to look at forward quite many years. If our students are starting their studies next autumn, they will have their exams after midwives after 4.5 years. So then you have already carried out several years the new system, and we should know a little bit better that how it will be going on. So that is the problem, and that's something we always need also help. How we can think about what kind of professionals, what kind of skills, what kind of competencies are needed. But I think that what has been quite clear as general after your speeches is that lifelong learning is one of the main points. Every one of us needs that. But of course, the development in education is that we recognize what kind of competencies are needed, but still even that more than what kind of competencies are needed. So we need that kind of view. What is that know-how which is easily adopted in the future environment? And I think that that was the clear idea after your speech. We also need cooperation between different university applied sciences, but also with universities, traditional universities. And it means that we have to find something which is common for both of you and work together, but also we have to know our strength areas, where we are strong ones and where we can focus on. Not only that we make everything together, but also how we can focus on our own role and field. And even what was clear after yesterday was that nursing education is very closely linked to society and what is going on in our society. And that was what we were talking about getting older, also teachers are getting older, the same situation here as in nursing generally. And what kind of teachers we need here, what kind of capabilities they need to have, not only the nurses and the staff, but also with those who are educating here in our University of Health and Social Care, and how they are cooperating in education. And I think that how we need different kind of methods to find new information. And we need also new kind of environment to educate. Now we have simulations, but is it the only answer for that question? I think that is something we also need new innovations. And when we are listening about future hospital, we also need to think about future schools and University of Applied Sciences, how they look like. Now we have decided that we are carrying out education in 3 campuses, but is it the only solution, or is there coming something else too? Is it something that in Finland we have that kind of bigger centers for education? And I think that Oulu has a big role if that is the true one. So we have a lot of history, we have a lot of knowledge, we have really good partners, and we are in a good collaboration with the university. I think that this is one good center for education in nursing and healthcare. Yeah. If we think about leadership, we always have had threats, haven't we? And this is a little joke, but still, if you think about where the staff is using the time, so in 50s, the productive time, and the leaders were afraid about bathrooms. There was something new innovation. And 70s, about telephones. The staff is using too much time on telephone. And then 80s, what was then? Emails. And then 90s, we were afraid about internet connections. It is something. And then 2000, Facebook and all Twitters and what else. But I think that we also have knowledge to use them in education. So that's something. But what are we afraid now? Future. Yeah. I have asked that question in several countries, and the answer has been totally different, for instance, in Kenya and in Namibia, and it was also in Slovenia where we were discussing about this. And I think that the answers have been different, and it is really interesting to. It was quite often it was robots. And if you think about this, what kind of challenges we have, it was already discussed about this expert and specialization studies, and that's something we are now really thinking carefully. What kind of focuses we need, and also the University of Applied Sciences are also focused on certain areas. In Oulu, it has been quite a lot about concerning technology, but it also says in our strategy that we are working for the welfare of northern people. So I think that those are really strong focuses in our university. But then we also have the structure of education, and we are discussing about these double exams. as a public health nurse and paramedics and also midwifery education. Because all of those degrees get also nursing exam at the same time, with only in one education, 2 exams. Then we also think that these different solutions in working life can be something we have to think about in our education too, and this learning environments. And then we have really strong point with our professional master education. I think that is those focus areas for Oulu University of Applied Sciences. It has get very, very good feedback, and that we are on the right line. And it is also largening, for instance, concerning this midwifery education. So that is a different kind of approach, but still really nice addition to our university of this master education. And then the question about new area and new popster or popstar. So who is saying how many students, what kind of students at this area should be educated? I'm really willing to know that, and I also eager to listen the new group what is saying in the new law. We also have to think about this how we can help students to establish also private companies or private entrepreneurship. So I think that this is something compared with the public service sector. And we need development inside the education, but also we have that kind of challenges for concerning this electric student examination or student selection. And this digitally and robotics, how when you will have them in reality, how we can also educate our students to have that kind of skills they can use them. Because we don't have money to buy everything, all the robots which are possible to get. So we have to get that kind of skills and competencies that they are easily adopted in that transfer in reality. And we are really discussing about Internet of Things. So these robots can discuss with each other, and they will have also the feeling. This was from, I was really looking your website and Ilkka Halva, and I thought that there is also some new ideas which we really are eager to listen in the afternoon, but also the idea that Helsinki would be the oldest, the population will be the oldest compared to all European capitals. So that is a big lab. So we need to do something with that too. But this robotics, as we say, that it is perhaps something which really is coming, and it's not even perhaps ethical, even deny it, if they help, if it's for help in services or for people's healing system. So I think that, and security, the question, is it unethical not to use them? And always, even if we think that they help, and in those tasks you were mentioning, which kind of tasks is where they are helping us in this nursing process, So it's always need face-to-face nurse. And I think that this human capacity and this human expertise is always needed. And it's something which is the task for education. Big task. And we are not alone. We are always working together. And of course we can say that working together can be teamwork, it can be group work, it can be network, but still it's always sharing knowledge and know-how. And that's very important, and it's communication between others. Okay, and we always have to think about the challenge, what kind of knowledge we are needed. And then if it's, for instance, some kind of task, who are needed, what kind of, how we plan the group which is taking the solutions. And if you think about our education, it is sure that everyone, a nurse, can make a degree and learn these things by themselves or in that degree program. But if you think that all these students, all these people are making their own degree program only in that group, what a pity. What now happened? If you think about how much more they can get if they are learning together. And when they are learning what are the ethics or values in your profession from each other. Or if they are discussing about their professional identity with the others. And Pirjo said that it should be also perhaps engineer student there with us. Why not? Or business. Why not? But still, I think that it gives more perspective, it gives more deeper idea about the nursing if we share. And then we learn also what the other profession knows and what kind of know-how they have. And I think that more or less it can be, or it is the highest rights is if it's values and ethics, if it's this professional identity, if it's development, and if it's this holistic point of view in nursing or healthcare in general. It can be also medical students with us, and we have those pilots, as you told us. And it can be also a project where we can find the newest information and innovation. But that means that we have to learn first from each other. So it is about each other, and then we need to learn from each other, and we have to learn together. And that also means that there will be different kind of discussions. We have to think about how the responsibilities and also the power is described. It has also to think about the work transfer, security, even occupational health care, even information security, our own task in that process and environment in nursing and healthcare. And then of course education and capabilities, not only knowledge. And then always information. And it's worthwhile to look at different